I'm starting my first layers of oil after doing the acrylic block in. The brick building, you'll see that I'm using a paler brick as I go towards the farthest side of the building to create illusion of distance. Basically, your first layer of oil is another block in. It's fine-tuning the shades, creating some detail, and then you just keep working from there. You see on the tree, I use a tree and texture brush to darken it up just a little bit, give it a stippled effect so I'm creating an illusion of leaves behind the brighter leaves. The concrete is gray, blue shade to replicate tar. It's a mixture of Titan white, burnt umber, ultramarine blue, and leaning towards a little more towards the burnt umber. And there's 2 or 3 separate piles of tones so that I can create the illusion of indirect sunlight on some of the tarred areas. Here I'm defining details on some of the characters sitting out in the open seating, as well as I added details to the windows, the frames and shades. These characters actually weren't present in the photo. I took it around 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon. In this particular area of Strong Ave, the restaurant doesn't open till 4, so I just added in fictitious characters for some seating. Here I'm beginning to add dark brown details for the leaves on the ground. Again, more detail to the buildings, signs in the windows. Here I start out with those solid clumps of trees in the block in, but the branches thin, spread out, but they're thin. You can see a lot of brick behind them, so I'm just adding that. Then on the solid portion of the tree, I'll take some brick color and add little splotches here and there so that you get that translucent look to trees, because they're really not that solid. And I'm doing the same here. I'm beginning to add more detail to those trees in the distance, and there's a overhead tree directly overhead. So the trees in the distance, I'm using a dagger brush. Rather than creating individual leaves, I'm creating clumps of leaves. And I'm doing that in 3 to 4 tones of green. And it's the first time I've done it with a dagger brush, but it's given me a really great effect. I'm doing the same with the overhanging branches there. And at the end, I'll come in with a liner brush. And I'll add some individual leaves here and there just to further the illusion of leaves along. Here I begin to add the details to the umbrellas. It's kind of shady right now, so the umbrellas are all closed and tied up, and so I'm just using various tones of red, yellow, and white to give me a pinkish red color, and to highlight the folds in the umbrella. I'm smoothing those shades into each other to give it a rounded, folded look. Here there's more details being added to the trees now. Signs. As you can see, I've already added some color to the leaves. I mix up a few various tones of burnt umber, burnt sienna, yellow, and white, and create several shades of leaves, and just dab those in along with, I believe I used a pointed round to do that, and a liner brush. And this picture took longer than normal. mostly because there's a ton of detail in these plants. All the further objects just took time. And this picture is nice because it has the late evening fall sunlight shining through there. It creates a lot of contrast. It's also interesting to do a picture like this. Here I just keep, at this point I'm adding details, continually going back and saying, oh yeah, I could do this. And the tables are all mostly glass tops, so I had to give that reflective look of sunlight and translucence at the same time. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this painting. I'll see you in the next video.